Morning. Good morning, everyone. David, welcome, David.
Welcome. Thank you.
You are not introducing as we had previously discussed. You would just be watching, perhaps. And I wanted to introduce our team to the opportunity of AI finance. I'm Arif Gilany, Toronto, Canada. If you don't know me, I wanted to start with an introduction. And that introduction, initially, we wanted to do David to do the introduction. And I'm going to pull up my presentation and see where we're headed in this full presentation. By end of today, you will get an opportunity to participate in an opportunity that is changing my life and the lives of thousands of people around the world. So by all means, stay till the end of this video. We are talking about a decentralized banking system that is taking the world by storm. It was also officially launched in January 17, 2026 in Dubai, and as of April of 2026 official in Canada. I am Arif Gilany. This is AI Finance 101. So before getting into the AI finance business, I had written two, three books in personal development. Those of you who are familiar with Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Napoleon Hill, and I have my own flavor, Rumi's Wisdom for 21st Century. I was teaching this course, and one of my students brought AI finance to me, Hadi Mehochi. Today, he is financially free. He lives in Japan, and he loves it. But my other passion was health and wellness, which is the camel care products. If you have any challenges in health and wellness, I believe camel fur can help you cure it. It helps longevity. It has helped my mother live at least 15 years above the average lifespan in Kurdistan. Now, money, that's the topic of today's speech. And money is made four ways. Employee, someone who changes time for money. First of all, the government takes 22 to 50, 45% of your
Hey,
income,
Arif.
hands on it.
Arif,
Yes, sir.
am I introducing you, or do you going through the presentation?
You were going to do all of this before I introduce Aurum Foundation, but you stayed quiet. And because recording continues, no matter if you quiet or speaking, I don't want to waste our audience's time because this average
No,
span of
not
each
at all.
person is about 15 seconds. Then they lose
Gotcha.
interest. So I have to keep the audience interested
Yeah, I
in the
understand.
conversation.
I
Go ahead,
completely.
continue from here
So,
and enjoy this presentation by Mr. David Jung, Powers of America, introducing another American, Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote this book, Cash Flow Quadrant. What is this cash flow quadrant, Mr. David?
all right. Thank you, Arif. Appreciate it. So, I know Arif already has said hello. Hello, my name is Dave Powers. I would love to greet you personally. So, today we are hosting from Stephen Klein Center in Philadelphia. So we're a financial wealth company creating company focused on the powerful AI finance technology that Arif already has briefly explained. So Aurum is the world's only patented AI finance app that is rapidly growing your wealth via crypto wallet. In just minutes, it will shift you out of the stress mode and into deep relaxation and recovery, making money while you sleep, not physically and psychologically working harder, but smarter. Now, people, everyone has a passion. Mine's cars. Okay. The way I got into this business is Vic Patalano. He introduced me to Arif. Hence, that's why we're here. Brian Benson has been a Reese partner since 2023, which is their passion project. And they got tired of the corporate games and built a real community blending financial clarity and wealth to turn into chaos into calm, powerful action. Now, here's where I want you guys to come in. There are 14 areas in life. How much money do you need? And think about this, guys, to complete everything. Just give me a pie and a number in the sky. I don't need specifics. I just want vision. So that's what Arif is here to do. Arif, I know you were in the middle of doing a presentation. So let's look at the Robert Kiyosaki uh, quadrants. If you're on the left side, it's employee and self-employed. Guys, you're taxed to death from either 15 all the way to 37% for employee. For self-employed, it can range for any from 24 to 54%. Now, let's look on the left side or the right side of the equation. Businesses, possibly 15 to 22%, maybe up to 40 in some cases. Investors, they don't really get taxed unless they use their wealth to pay other things. So, Arif, can you go to the next slide? And I'll hand back to Arif.
So we just saw how wealth is created by businesses and investors. And when I heard about this company that's allowing the average person to start with $150 to become an investor, to have a shot at being the top 5%, either net worth of $1 million or over 5 million, which you qualify for the higher class of people. Again, now there are even billionaires. This chart is outdated, but it conveys the message. 41 are working. If you go to Walmart, or if you go to over there, I went to the Canadian Superstore yesterday, at least 20% of the workforce was over 65 and 54 are dead broke. 1 in 200 people in Canada, friends, is dead broke and homeless. We do our research. I am the research expert in financial services. Previously, I used this to educate and to gather customers. And AI Finance and Aurum Foundation has given David and I the chance to do exactly the same. Our passion to find customers and to tell them the truth and find those who are passionate enough to become first customer gatherers. Of course, we're not financial advisors by any means. Those who share this video with you have your best interest at heart, but you make your own decisions because market understanding, risk tolerance is based on your personal AI finance education, which we do here continuously every single day, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock in sessions like this. Our mission is very simple. The company's mission is what I'd like to start with, because if you can learn this sentence, take a snapshot of this, take this in your wallet and put it in. It says we're looking for 1,000 volunteers. Who? Volunteers. We're not forcing anyone. We're not selling anything here. We're educating you. And if you volunteer and you're hungry and you're teachable, you have a chance to become one of Aurum's millionaires. 10 people, 10 have done it in less than 12 months, last 12 months. Why? Because we're fixing a broken financial system. This is Canadian banks. If you have a deposit or a saving checking account of $1,000, and I'm going to educate you at the end of this video, your banks doesn't want to hear about this. But we are here to introduce you to Aurum New Bank, registered globally in Warsaw, Poland. Here are registrations for all of you skeptics. This is not a quick build-up scam. I will introduce you to who's behind it, what is happening. These are the registrations in Hong Kong, Dubai, and Warsaw, and currently proudly Canadian. We're very proud to introduce, to be the first pioneers in AI finance in Canada, and now expanding to the US through David Jung and Associates. Friends, Aurum New Bank is the future of finance. If you ever done a financial planning, I will ask you a couple of simple questions that I used to do with my customers in financial services at a company called Primerica. David, let me ask you this. This is very interactive. Now, without
Sure.
exaggeration, just real, just truth, tell me where do you see yourself in 2030? It's long enough for you to be able to see it. It's coming. It's not here. 6 months
Oh,
is
absolutely.
what they've told me to teach. But for those
I'm
who are
gonna
very, very, very skeptic, where do you see yourself in 2030?
$1 trillion in assets.
$1 trillion in asset. Now, let me ask the audience this: would that statement even fit in a job? Would it even fit in a self-employed? Would it
No,
even fit
no,
in a
no, no.
business? Now,
Not
all of
even a
those
business.
combined can make that happen. It can happen. It's
It can
possible.
happen.
All we're
But
saying is,
guys, you have to
what
remember,
is the next question, David? What's your biggest obstacle? These are short answers, not explanations. I'm doing the
mm,
presentation. I want to see what's your biggest obstacle in achieving $1 trillion in asset.
staying consistent,
In doing what?
anything.
Consistency is the key. Now it brings me to the next question, which is, what do you know about AI finance, my dear friend?
In the past month, I've gained a lot of knowledge about it. But here's what I know. AI finance has replaced the human trader. So essentially, any stocks, bonds, or commodities are traded by the New York Stock Exchange in New York. AI replaces the human part of it, so no emotions. They make immediate nanosecond trades in seconds, nanoseconds, whereas humans take longer. So that's what I know about it.
Very well explained, my friend. This is very interactive. Now, let me ask you another question. This is my final question in this presentation. This will be your final question. If we can show you, David, how to open a business with $150 to make that $1 trillion possible for you, would you take the time to learn it? Because you said you have learned a lot in the last month. Am I
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, absolutely. And
Okay, so
guys, this is not common. I am touched, moved, and inspired of Reef so much he volunteered.
thank you.
Okay.
I continue with my presentation with $150. Many of you go to a weekend blowout right now. You go to the beach, you go to a restaurant, you spend $100 and $150. Here, you can plant the seed of greatness for you and your family. Here's my story. I started with 150. Why do I say 150? Because that's what I roughly started with. It was 130. I roughed it up 150. I'm discounting it. Listen to this. $150 that I put on August 11th of 2025 grew to 450 in 5 weeks. Now, I'm not exaggerating. This is a real data we will show you. And I got so excited I started promoting it, and I achieved milestone of Voyager. And Voyager is where you really get 5% matching bonus on all of the other deposits. So I started to work on a formula to create $1,000 a week income for me and my family. Today, my family, my friends, many of them enjoy $1,000 of residual income. That's what I want. Not $1 trillion like David. That's a big vision. That's a possibility, and that's real. But this is real for the masses. We bring in Wall Street to Main Street.
February 2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how Aurum was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance, but this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launch Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya, thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum Dex, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum Dex cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum Dex surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
You with me, David?
Yes, I am, sir.
Wonderful. I'm glad you're paying attention, and I hope everyone watching to this point stays and pays attention, because here's a company that has a 10-year roadmap. Now, some of this roadmap is being worked on right now. My family is anxious. They're saying, why is this not this? Why is that? My friends are anxious. Why? Because we're an organism. We're growing like a garden, and there are other things. But my favorite is EXAI bot. We're going to talk about that. EXAI Pro, we're going to talk about that. Aurum Neobank, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the exchange, the ATMs, and the POS machines. See this 10-year growth roadmap? Most people in the beginning of this presentation couldn't think about 2030. Maybe they had no vision. See how I asked David, and he had that vision flowing out of him. Why? Because he sees all these possibilities in growth with AI finance. I don't want to overload you with information. I want to get your attention to watch this till the end. If it makes sense, watch it again. If it doesn't make sense, send it to your accountant, send it to somebody who's knowledgeable, who knows about crypto, who knows about money, who's involved somehow in financial services, your insurance agent, your accountant, those who you value their opinion about money, because we're building the future of money. See what happens? Right now, we're all brainwashed. There's a traditional bank sitting there in America since 300 years ago and just printing money and right, left, and center. In 1970s, Nixon changed the game. Started back in, there was balance between gold and money. As much as money that you had to print in the market, you had to back it by gold. But he changed the game and you could print as much as you want. Now, the money that's in the market is controlled by the banks. They use it, they lend it out, and they get more money. So it's been going on for hundreds of years. Allow me to introduce EXAI bot, this robot that does all of that. helps you access the global markets. What David talked about, stocks, exchanges, the markets, the mutual funds, the investments, all of this will be summarized in one single bot, and he can do much better, accurate job than geniuses of this world. Now, who's the genius behind this company? He's an American. You think America has credibility around the world? Well, check out Brian Benson. He's speaking all over the world. He has 27 years of experience. Now is going over 28. I've known him for a year. I am proud to say that this genius, this man was on a mission last year. He traveled over 10, 15 countries talking about AI finance. He's interviewed constantly all around the world on YouTube. These are all established facts. The curious mind will go and Google Brian Benson Binance. He will see the pictures of Brian when he was younger, at his development. He's not a newcomer. He's not somebody who's hiding behind the scenes. He's very public. You can follow him on social media, on Instagram. Follow Brian, be with Brian Crypto with CRIPTO. I follow Brian's every footstep, every single picture he takes. I like to see what he's do because he's up to some big things. Here's the CEO of Binance, his colleague from Binance, and they're rubbing shoulders. These are billionaires who got tired of making millionaires millionaires. They want to give you a chance, David. He's speaking about Aurum on all of the stages in the world in Satoshi Roundtable. Satoshi is the person who actually created Bitcoin, if you didn't know. And this is the future of money is being discussed here. Ether, Aurum, Sandbox, 1inch. These are some of the great companies that you don't know about. The education you will get here is phenomenal, friends. Brian Benson is so phenomenal that Forbes magazine wrote about him. And he said he's creating the new infrastructure of global finance. Those of you Americans who think this is too good to be true, his vision is to create 1,000 millionaires. I shared it in the beginning by 2030, not in 50 years, just in the next 5 years. And all of this was verified by my good friend Ahmad Zain. Ahmad Zain is a multimillionaire real estate magnate in Dubai. His family is from Canada. He went back for business. He has offices. He told me he put $50,000 on the EXAI bot for his 80-year-old mother, and she has a full-service luxury life in Dubai, close to her family, where they're from. Okay, you can provide that with EXAI bot. This is our first product. We're not selling anything, friends. We're educating you about the future of money. This robot can do trades much faster than Einstein. Why? But doesn't make decisions, makes accurate decisions based on all of the information that's been fed to from Bloomberg to Japan on daily basis. On August 11th of 2025, when I looked at this, they said 56 million was traded by this robot, which is nothing. It's a little money, but you can put your little with this much and you can get more. Let me repeat that sentence. David, you can put your little here in this much. This is much, right? It's growing on daily basis. Last time 77, right now it's over 100 million being traded here. You can put your 100, your little with this much and you can get more. How? Here's the packages. Let's say you have just $190 sitting in an account somewhere and you wanted to start this incredible business. If you put that on this robot, $20, of course, that's your membership would be deducted, but the rest of it go on the robot and give you 10.5%. Now, how does the company make money? Mm-hmm. Very simple. The company makes 17.5% per month. They give you 10. They keep 7. At standard, if you're 250 or 1,000, below 1,000, you get 11.5. They get 6.5. So on and so forth. Where you, all of you who watch this program, all of our team in Ambassadors of Hope at Aurum Foundation with Gilany and Associates and Morgan Gilany, luxury level is the goal. For my brother, for Vince Liu, for David, for everyone, is to get to the luxury level, because that will get you a cash flow of rich uncle's cash flow. That'll give you $1,000 a week. If you want to know more about the details, we can show you our accounts. We can show you past performance. And if you want to withdraw your money, let's say you have that 25,000 lying down and you want to start this on-time second income cash flow, and you have an emergency, you want to take it out. You can take it out anytime on the first 10th and the 20th of the month. And the reason for this is because decentralized, it's in action. They need to stop the robot, download that money, and then bring it availability. And if you take it out in a year's time, you will be deducted 30%, 35%. The reason for that is because once you load this money in here, the whole community gets paid. Those of us who are here, you get paid, and you get paid handsomely too. The company's solid and stable. This in insurance industry you'll call the chargeback, when somebody cancels and takes their money earlier than their contract, earlier than
Yep.
their 1 year lock in. They're here, there's no
Yep.
lock. You can take it out. You just be treated just like the banks in this particular occasion. Now, how do you get charged? How do you basically get access to this robot to make all of this happen? Very simple plan. Friends, please, we're educating you here about the structure of what's required. First of all, you pay 19.99 US dollar in membership, which is like a gym. You go to the gym, you can use all of the equipment, you can go to the sauna, you can swim, all of this just with this 19.99. You can use the robot. There's so many products that we will talk about, but this is short, sweet, to the point. You need to pay that. You need to download a VPN Proton. VPN is virtually protected network. I'm telling you to networkly protect yourself so those scammers and thieves are not able to access you. And if your Proton is connected in Canada, US, you need to be connected through Netherlands, Japan, or elsewhere, the free world of money. Here it's just being approved by Central Bank of America. As I mentioned, in Canada, it's already been approved. You also need to Brave browser. Brave browser is a great browser. It secures your network. It makes sure that nobody sees your activity online. And authenticator, every time you want to take out money, they need to recognize your face, like you put your password in the bank account. Here you have to put the password, and the best recognition, best ID is my face. Nobody's going to forget this face. Authenticator allows you to secure account with your face so nobody can go in there and take out money. Dashboard is very clear. This is a page that you will be on most of the days. I recommend you visit every day, but particularly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's when the deposits will come into your EXAI bot. So this is an example of a $10,000 last year. For the sake of time, on April 10th of 2025, this account opened with $10,000. On August 16, when I saw this, August 11, when I saw this, now you can follow the dates. You've been following these accounts. I follow this. This account doubled in 16 weeks. Friends, you have money sitting in an account that's sitting down dormantly doing nothing. You can start it, test it, add it, and see what happens. That same account has grown to $46,000. This was like in April, no, this was January, February. By now, it's doubled again. It's over $80,000 from $10,000. So when David is saying, I want $1 trillion in asset, why not? If he gets enough millionaires, enough investors into the system, it will pay off itself, my friend. It comes with a beautiful visa that I use every day, everywhere. I withdraw money. I was in Saudi. I used it on the subway. Here's Hadi Mahochi, my friend who was buying food with it in Montreal. See? Very simple. You just tap and go. Many of you have received this. My brother and family in Sweden just received their physical card. The company is trying its best to bring you the best of the best in financial. This is another bot. It's a Zeus bot, and I call this the parking lot for your cryptos. If you have any crypto, you park it here, you get additional 17 to 20%. Besides what your crypto does, beside what. So find out, get in touch with support, let them know, guide you to take you through this, because this is your chance. This is called liquidity staking. You can put your money in here tomorrow and then take out the next day. There's no lock-in, there's no 30%. It's totally transparent, and you lock it in, it goes up. It's okay, you get another 20% on it. The exchange is active. Those of you who actively trade, whether you're trading crypto, whether you're trading gold, whether you're trading real estate tokenization. Friends, what we offer here is not out of world. This is very moderate based on coin market cap, David. They did a research. They found out some of the companies that are returns are phenomenal. 24-hour return for Dugo was 2,090%. Some companies like that people might know, like Pepe, had 420%, like MAGA 390% in 24 hours. So when we say you get 1%, a day, you get 15, 16, 17% a month. That's very moderate. You can do your own coin market cap research. Here's some other products, other personalities, other financiers who are joining. Nick Patel, amazing visionary in the banking system. Again, in team of Brian Benson. There's so many of them. There's not one person. There's a team of people, and they're all public here. Is the Deputy Minister of Sierra Leone's Finance, Mr. Bouker. He's the person who is in charge of the gold, basically purifying the gold, tokenizing it, and sending it out to the Central Bank of Sierra Leone, where it's marketed back to the country at 30% discount, and now you can get the same discount. Friends, this is the end of our presentation here. But if you like to know how the rich uncle teaches the ambassadors of hope through the career system, we can go through that. David, would you like to learn how to make that every customer becomes a millionaire also? Because that's a possibility. We
Sure.
just show customers how they become millionaires. But now they can do it in a shorter period of time. Their own money might take 5 years, 10 years. There's a financial calculator that you can put all of your predictions in, that you actually can predict your future with AI finance. So if I were to go through this is a 31-minute presentation we just took out. The offer is the person who sent you this video, ask them the next meeting, attend the very next meeting. The key is to attend the very next meeting again. Why? It's the information is fresh, it's sinking in, you're learning. But allow me to show you the best compensation package in business today. In my mind, this is the absolute best. So I'm going to go into the share mode again as we came back to the studio. We're really getting good at this, David. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to hold the space for my friends, for my family, for those who registered with Aurum, because without support, you couldn't do it. See, again, I was assigned to go and find 100 of these people who want to be millionaires. So I came back to Canada. I made a couple of videos on social media. I put it out, and I said, I'm looking for 5 people. Today, more than 250 people have signed up, and David is starting North America. When you have an account, when you pay 99, downloaded VPN, Brave browser, and authenticator, you're all set. You become a Nova. A Nova is a Nova star. It's the star of the North. It's the guiding light for the rest of the people. And once you show them your account, you show them how your $100 gaining momentum every single day. You introduce it to your uncle or cousin, your friend, your best friend, your business partner, your bank, your investment company. The next person that signs up as a Nova and deposits $100, you get a reward of 3%. That's not a whole lot for showing all this presentation to someone and then helping them understand AI finance and educating them. $3 for every 100. Oh my God, that's a lot of work. Yes, it is. But the good news is, once you teach enough people to put 7,500, you go to 5%. You get an instant $100 bonus. So the $150 that you started with, you already got back. And then you get 5% profit share from the team every single day on that 7,500. Goes out, trades for you, the robot comes back, and whatever the profit is made for your team, they get it, and then you get 5% of that profit. It's an incredible system. The more I dig into it, again, depending on how many people you help, that's how your compensation is going to go. Again, you replace yourself. If you're a Nova, you start to find another Nova. You actually find 2 Novas. If you're a Voyager, you start to find 2 Novas. If you're a Vanguard, you start to build 2 Voyagers. If you're a Vanguard, you try to basically become Vanguard Pro by promoting 2 Vanguards. So it's a stepping stone every step of the way. And look at the bonuses. Most companies you work for 40 years give you a watch and a pen and send you off to retirement with no money. Here you get instant bonuses: 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. When you become Prime, you're a shareholder. When you become Oracle, David, you're a shareholder. And Oracle has $250,000 on the robot trading. Remember, there's over 100 million. 250, nothing for America. America's the richest country in the world. There's a lot of wealthy people. I'm 100% sure you can achieve your goal here with AI finance. You need a structure. You need a little bit of structure. In each state, you perhaps need one office to run it, to teach it people, to educate people. Once you become an opinion, it's just dominion again. Each step has a 20, 50, 100, 150, and 500,000 bonus at Dominion. Today, as of May 26th of 2026, my friend Hugh Paul of Ireland became Panton. Last night, he received a $2 million bonus. He started
Wow.
in August 2025. If he can do it, you can do it. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do better than you. If you just come here and learn with us, you can
Be
do this.
careful what you say, Arif. I'm gonna beat you at that game.
All you need to do is this, friends, family, those of you who've signed up, those of you who haven't signed up. You show up for the next session. The next session is happening Monday to Thursday, 11 a.m. with Arif Gilany and David Powers. Now, I've got to add that because we're going to have a structure going right now. 12 noon every single day, or especially Monday. Shane Moran, the Canadian mastermind, teaches the Blue Zone skills. These are the billionaire skills. He built a company going from zero to $5 billion in 4 years, actually. And 3 p.m., my rich uncle, Hugh Paul of Ireland, very, very humble man, teaches all of us how to become millionaires with the system that Aurum offers and the opportunity that we can expand this globally. Thank you, David, for your attention. Any closing comments, anything you want to add this? Because this weekend, every single person watching this who has an Aurum account, I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to those random people on the internet. You can send this with a personal load to 2 people. See their reaction. See if they learned anything. See if they've been enlightened. David?
So, guys, this business is a volume business. Meaning, the more people you talk to, the more likely they will bite. And you have both line and sinker. It's no different than any other business you have. Let's take, for example, Arif sells camel socks. If he advertises for 1 million people on the internet, on TV, on YouTube, wherever, he's probably going to yield 1,000 people to buy camel socks. Now you say, well, why so many and why so few? Because that's just how that market works. Again, you have to go out there and introduce the opportunity to everyone that you know, that you believe, trust, and see a certain personality. This is not for everyone. This is not a quick rich scheme. This is not a pyramid scheme. This is not a MLM scheme. You do not get paid to advertise. You do not get paid to recruit
Sign up.
people. So what I say to other people, if you have $130 right now and you're interested in signing up, just do so. It's $20 a year. What can you buy for $20 a year? You can buy a cheeseburger at McDonald's for $20. Okay?
A month.
So,
$20 a month.
no, it's $20 a year for the whole
Oh, year. Yeah, of course. The sign up fee. Yes. Listen, that fee is very legitimate. What it does, it pays for the company's all
correct.
around expenses. They have no fear. Why? They got millions and millions. This is my own coin thing. Okay, coin phrase. I came up with it. I'm just like you. I get into this phases where creativity flows. If you put your little with Aurum's much, your little will become more. Let me repeat.
Hmm.
When you put your little with Aurum,
Yeah.
your little is joining their much, and your little becomes more.
Right.
Okay?
And you have to remember, people, you're going to fail forward every single day.
There are.
Success is not immediate, it's not a one shot deal. Now, when I say I want $1 trillion in assets, guys, I've been working for 21 years to get that. That's not something that happens overnight.
What have you been
You
doing,
have to,
David?
oh my God. Ever since 2005, May of 19th of 2005, I started my company called Jung Powers and Associates. JPA is my moniker for everyone else because it's just easier to say. I developed my own brand, guys. I
What are your
incorporated in
products?
2012. So this is not an overnight success. It may seem it because I only started May 5th of this year. But I had more going on in the background and not on this call to realize that this was an opportunity of a lifetime. This does not come around very often. This does not come easy. This is not something where you can make money tomorrow and then quit your job. Don't quit your job. In fact, stay there. Why? Because you will have access to people you can talk to. Hey, did you know that in 5 weeks, my $130 went from $130 to, let's say, 600? What bank will give you $600 in 4 to 5 weeks? Tell me, which bank? I don't know a bank that will do that.
I
I
wanted
don't
to
know of a
share for a
cryptocurrency
moment
company.
of closure. I wanted to share for a moment of closure. I'm going to show you the secret to the $1 million in this video. Okay, it's a calculator. It's a, in Primerica, or
Oh,
in fact,
absolutely. Please
we
go
would
there.
call this the financial calculator, and you have access to
So,
this financial calculator for 19.99. Look at this. Give me a number,
so
David. Give me a number.
460,000 six
Mm-hmm.
hundred thirty-six dollars and 63 cents.
Uh huh. You wanted to see how much it's gonna grow in a year, just leaving it here.
Yes.
Okay, so that's gonna be 600. That 400 is gonna double if you just leave it in this account. Remember, folks, this is just like a bank account. You just taking this, putting there. Here it doubles. But let's see what happens when the robot goes to work. Okay, so that's what David's talking about. Okay, so let's turn it on. Recalculate. Take over, David.
Wow.
Okay.
That's 3,368,341.75.
In 1 year. In
Guys,
1 year, guys.
in wonder. So I don't know of any bank that will give you that much interest in 1 year.
Again,
Now,
our investors have access to these financial tools. We want you to start out with 150 and fiddle with it, work with it, play with this. When David got hold of this financial calculator, his old mind that we were in similar company woke up and he started playing with this. Let's take this and leave it for 3 years. Okay, 2030 is exactly 4 years away. That's the vision of Brian Benson. Let me see this. What is this? What is this? Are you kidding me?
that's 13.
Are you kidding me? Is this too good to be true, David?
It seems that, doesn't it? But it isn't.
Doesn't it seem too good to be true that half $460,000 can get you? Oh my God, I can't even separate it. $1.3 trillion, $1.3 billion, 1.3 billion. So when he said
So,
trillion,
so
look, that's just 3 years. David is a young man. How old are you, David?
46.
46. Imagine David just lives to 85, like the average age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do do
That's in
do
3 years.
do do another one. $900 million.
So this one is a $1 billion, friends. Okay. The company has already done this through Binance, has made a lot of millionaires, billionaires. Now they want to give you and I a chance. You said 900,000?
900 million. That's right. That's what I
Let me
said.
just put
Bam.
this 900,000, see what happens here, because we wanted to close this training, but I don't want to overload people. Friends, this is $25 million. If you have $1 million today, in exactly 5 years, you could be a billionaire. If you had $1 million, if
Why
you have
not?
real estate, if you have gold, if you have cash, if you have deposit, AI finance empowers you to dream again. It empowers you to become alive again. It empowers you to find and tickle David Jones so he can awaken up the giant within. You all have giants. I'm very passionate about this. It's changed my life. It's changed my family's life. It's changed my nation's life. I do this for the Kurds who have been underhanded for hundreds of years. Nobody gave them a chance. I am
No.
going to give Kurdistan a chance to build a financial structure. Every village in Kurdistan, those of you who are Kurds who don't have an account, get into our community. Those of you in America, Kurds of America, Kurds of Canada, Kurds globally, there's over 45 to 55 to 75 million of you. Each of you needs an account. I am Arif Gilany from the Sheikh Abdul Qadir Gailani's family, who is known throughout history, who many millions of people know. We're big in Kurdistan, but in North America, I'm here to serve because we are here with good heart to serve. We're big in Kurdistan, like the song goes, we're big in Japan. And next year, David and I are thinking of going big in Korea. We're going to be big in Korea.
South Korea.
We're already
Yes.
big in Japan. We're already big in Kurdistan. Are you in yet? Not? Make sure you watch this twice. This was an interesting, just out of the blue conversation, but we showed you Aurum Foundation. We showed you Brian Benson. We showed you the EXAI, but I introduced you to Ahmad Zen. I have taken the risks. You don't need to take any risks. All you need to do is try. Try. Come back next session, verify. When you try, then you can verify, then you can multiply. Okay, try, verify, multiply. That's all. Thank you. I'm Arif Gilany. He's David Jung's Power of America. See you all soon. Put a like, put a link, send it to someone that you care about. Send it to your accountant, to your doctor, to your pediatrician, to someone that you care